Number 4. The Unknown from Over the Garden Wall. I tell you about this series, but this one is one of the greatest Cartoon Network series that I've ever seen. Two boys named Ward and Greg enter into a mysterious forest called the Unknown, and they're trying to find their way home. During their journey, they come across some colorful characters and enter some strange places. There's a school for animals, a pumpkin festival, a frog band, a cloud kingdom, and so much more. Although some characters only have one major appearance, they're all memorable for their weird and charming personalities. Who could ever forget the Highwayman dance? Cloud City looks like a color version of the Alice comedies, and you can't get enough of Tim Curry as Auntie Whisper. With the other characters like Beatrice and the Woodsman, they have great backstories that reveal who they are, while the Beast is considered the most underrated and manipulative Cartoon Network villain. He is always in the shadows, and he controls others in order to stay alive. In fact, there's a theory that the Unknown might represent the afterlife. In the second to last episode of the series, Ward and Greg went over the garden wall, and yes, that happened. They fell down a hill and drowned underwater. We've never figured out how they made it to the Unknown or how they finally managed to make it home. It's left entirely on us on the imagination. Even if it felt like they were stuck in a dream, their adventure was real, and so were the people they encountered. The unknown is mysterious, and so on and so forth, and yet over the garden wall. Number 3. The Underground from Undertale. This is a marvelous game that left an incredible legacy. Undertale is about a human who falls down into the underground inhabited by monsters. The main goal of the game is to get out of the underground and return to the surface world. But the human, aka the player, has a choice to make. They can either spare or kill the monsters. For an indie video game, there is so much effort that went into the story, gameplay, mechanics, soundtrack, and characters. What works with Undertale is that it gives the players the power to control their own story, and how their impacts can either help or harm the characters in the underground. The monsters themselves are so likable, it makes you ask yourself if you should spare or kill them. You have the motherly Toriel, the comical Sans and Papyrus, the sinister Flowey, the aggressive Undyne, the intelligent Dr. Alphys, and more. The locations and other characters bring out some creative scenarios like Snowdin looking like a Christmas village, or Manton being an entertaining celebrity for the monsters. The story itself is actually complex about how determination is a hidden power that makes anyone stronger and resistant. We'll also go deep into the past to learn about the origins of Flowey and Kara. Even the genocide route contains some Wonderland moments with Undyne refusing to die, Sans possible time travel, and Flowey going meta on the people who watches the No Mercy route than actually playing it.
At least we're better than those sickos that stand around and watch it happen. Those pathetic people that want to see it but are too weak to do it themselves. I bet someone like that's watching right now, aren't they?
Even Toby Fox's next game, Deltarune, shares the same creativity as the Underground, even if it's just an alternate universe. But that doesn't stop some characters from breaking the paradox. Whatever fate you choose for the Underground, it will stay determined until the end.
That's a wonderful idea!
Number 2. The Land of Ooo from Adventure Time. As Cartoon Network continues to grow with its television animation, Adventure Time was the new era for the program. The Land of Ooo is known for creating some fantasy-like worlds and characters. They can range from a candy kingdom, a dog that stretches into anything, lumpy space, and that weird heart guy. However, even though it's a place filled with magical characters, Ooo is known to maintain some secrets of its origins and the inhabitants that live there. You see, there was a war going on called the Great Mushroom War, and land was under demolition from a nuclear bomb which eventually transformed into a monster called the Lich. The world would soon evolve and rely on mystical elements like ice, fire, slime, and candy. In fact, some of the characters are considered developed and sympathetic, like the Ice King's motive on kidnapping princesses is not just he's lonely, but because he has no memory of what he used to be before wearing the crown. Or Marceline having connections between the Ice King and Princess Bubblegum and reveal who she used to be before she became the Vampire Queen. And then there's Finn the Human. He also has a lot of character where he is the hero of the Land of Ooo along with Jake and uncovering the truth behind the whereabouts of any other humans. Even though he's not like the locals in Ooh, he's still a heart of gold and is about as high-spirited as everyone else. The land of Ooh. Come on, grab your friends, we'll go into very distant lands. Now before we get to number 1, here's an honorable mention. Imaginationland from South Park. When it comes to South Park itself, it's already living in its own little world filled with nonsense. From alien invasions, underpants gnomes, and questioning how many times Kenny dies and comes out okay in the next episode. But then came the 3-part episode Imaginationland, where the creators have the guts to pull all of it off. Carmen in the game encountered a real-life leprechaun, but they thought they just imagined it. They met a Willy Wonka knockoff who tells them that the leprechaun is real, and so is a magical place called Imaginationland. At first, it seems like an amazing place filled with pop culture characters. But a group of terrorists invade the world and unleash all the bad imaginations, and now it's a mission to restore the land. Not only does it have characters like Snarf, Totoro, Luke Skywalker, Strawberry Shortcake, and more, but it also uses original and imaginary South Park characters like Man, Pig, Bear, and the Woodland Critters. This is where the real comedy gold kicks in. What's best about this place, anyone who enters it can imagine whatever they want. And another thing that makes it good is its commentary about the importance of imagination. Now, the reason why I didn't put this on the list is because when I saw the episodes, there's not much screen time on Imaginationland. 30% of these episodes show Imaginationland, while 70% focuses on the real world. With Butters being the only character still inside the world, the others like Stan, Kenny, and Kyle are just stuck at South Park trying to get to Imaginationland. And there's even a pointless, unfunny side plot with Carmen and Kyle. And no, I'm not going to say what it is, but you know what I mean.
Don't let anyone touch you in a not okay way.
No matter where you go, in the real world or Imaginationland, you will always find something shocking in the little town of South Park. And the number 1 special Wonderland is Earthbound. Over the years, there has been a Nintendo game that is something of a marvel. It doesn't matter if you play the game or not, people are beyond amazed at what it truly features. And for a 90s game, there are tons of things that are just plain weird. No, bizarre. There's a bunch of crazy enemies, aliens, time travel, a dream world filled with your character's memories, souls absorbed into robot bodies, and a seizure-inducing boss battle against an evil extraterrestrial demon. It's really all over the place, yet you want to continue playing it to see where it goes. Although it's the most famous Nintendo game of all time, it turns out this is actually a sequel to the actual popular game, Mother. But the funny thing is that Earthbound succeeds as a standalone sequel. You don't need to play or research the first Mother, you can understand the second one easily. This has got a positive reaction. There are tons of videos and theories studying this game on how it evolves into a pop culture phenomenon. The video game is also a major influence to some of the most popular video games like South Park, The Stick of Truth, and the big-time fandom game Undertale. The only way people can believe how crazy Earthbound is if they could just go play it. You won't believe that your game's character turned into a robot, or that a meteor crash lands along with a space bumblebee, because, just like Wonderland itself, it all feels like you were having a crazy dream. If you end up having a copy of Earthbound, then it's a guarantee that you have entered into the number 1 special Wonderland. Do you agree with my list? Are there any other unique Wonderlands I have yet to look through? Well, feel free to leave in the comments below, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project. I'm Mad Hatter Patrick. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm late for a very important unbirthday party. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.